I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, you could have a ball with it. But to break somebody's not that hard. Some people are tougher than others, but if you really want to do it, isolation is another one. Loud music, quiet, loud music, quiet. You can get them going. Get angry, mad, treat them like a hostage, and then go in the bathroom and laugh at it. It's not hard at all. It's easy. You make them PT, you do anything. Treat them just like a hostage, and then when you're off with the rest of the team, you just start laughing about it. I mean, the way some people react is very humorous. The biggest and easiest thing to defeat is the human factor. You can have the best high-tech equipment that you want. You could still defeat the human factor because somebody has to monitor that equipment. Somebody has to watch that CCTV camera, the screen. Somebody has to watch the alarm board. You can wear them down. I can give you examples. Some places that use microwave alarm systems with a dual perimeter, like around the president's helicopter squadron. Those systems you can defeat, and all you need is a cat, couple rabbits. You start at 1 o'clock in the morning and you wear them out. They think it's misaligned. And they call the techs in, and you know something's wrong with the alarm system, and you wear them down and they shut it off. It's easy. You have all the time in the world. Time's on your side. You can sit out there in the bush and throw cats or dogs or rabbits over the fence all night long. You can also, and we proved this, you can go over those fences, both fences, in under 30 seconds, set the alarm off, and still not to get detected. We were stepping on some toes, and we stepped on a few big toes. We made a lot of people mad, not only in the Navy, but in the Defense Department. We made a lot of people mad. And on top of that, Red Cell had other missions. The mission charter for Red Cell was the terrorist exercises were to test the facilities all around the world. That was also to be part of a cover program so that half of the team would cover doing a terrorist exercise and the other half of the team would be doing real-world operations against terrorist organizations. But that never came to be for political reasons. Again, the Navy had to testify before the Senate Subcommittee on Intelligence on a number of occasions on 20 guys. President Bush's Committee on Terrorism, one of their, it was number 5 on their recommendations was to use a commando unit operating out of the Pentagon, which we were the only commando unit in the Pentagon. There are no operational units in the Pentagon. We had an equipment list and a charter that was signed off from vice admirals all the way up to the undersecretary of the Navy. We were outfitted for real war operations. Red Cell was a code name for the money, and Naval Security Coordination Team was a name for the terrorist organization to conduct the exercises. And the equipment we had, I mean, you don't outfit an exercise organization like that with top-of-the-line weapons, parachutes, Zodiac rubber boats, all the dive gear, just to conduct exercises. The mission charter covered everything from covert, clandestine operations, counterterrorism, anti-terrorism worldwide. That was signed off by the Undersecretary of the Navy, and that's exactly what the mission charter said. Well, I saw the mission as us doing real-world operations, whether it be intelligence gathering or going after bad guys. I mean, that was the initial setup. It was to be kept small, very small, so it was very deployable, very easy to hide, and very easy to be undetected traveling around the world. The smaller a unit is, the easier it is for it to move, travel, deploy, and the quicker it can go. The bigger the unit is, the logistical problems become a nightmare. Dick's idea was to keep it small, very easy to deploy, and originally we were going to, for the guys going out to do real-world operations, it was going to be a four-man team set up. The rest of the team would be doing a terrorist exercise. So you could fly into any country under the guise of doing a terrorist exercise at either a NATO base or an American base, and the 4 individuals could go disappear somewhere else. They could fly out of country to another country. I mean, the window was wide open to gather intelligence. So, but that would never come to be. I mean, we saw the writing on the wall. We got a lot of flack. All the individuals that left Red Cell The word was put out down there that they were not to work together. They should not be put in the same teams or the same boat crews together.
Why was that different?
My view is that they were way too effective. Their view is a little wild sometimes.
The strain of violence in our society, of people who just do the same kinds of actions out of frustration. The post office shootings, that kind of thing. Now, it's different, but it's the same. It is different because the source is different. It's different because the indications and warnings are different. It's different because the deterrence mechanism, if you're going to deter, will be different. It's different because the prevention mechanism, if you're going to prevent, having failed to deter, is different. But the response mechanism is not different because the phenomenology is not different. You see, so to a degree it's cognate. It's not identical, but to a degree it's analogous. And from the viewpoint of security management and security response and security awareness in the leadership, these two things ride side by side, they're additive, they create a demand for red cell type of activity. Not necessarily in the red cell mold, maybe in the NFCT mold, I don't care. We're talking only generations of the same thing. There is a greater need than before, irrespective of any increase or not in the international terrorist threat. People can disagree about that. You cannot disagree about the frustration-born violence issue. Well, there is nobody who's interested. There's nobody who's interested. Trust me, it's business for me. I watch it all the time. But it's very frustrating even from a non-business viewpoint. I cannot imagine where I would find a sponsor. I still have most of the people who worked with me on this program back when, which is unusual for a dinky little outfit like ours. I mean, we're really small. But we do stability. And I've still got the capability, and evidently, not being altogether mindless, I'm looking for a way to put it to work. Full of good ideas, no sponsor, empty of sponsors.
Dick Marcinko, the terrorist, was in fact Captain Richard Marcinko, United States Navy.
What we try to do is function as a terrorist, just like what the intelligence we had on terrorists in that environment. And to put it in layman's language, we weren't any more than a second-story man. And we, in true technical capabilities, we broke in like a good second-story man would do in New York City. It didn't take a lot of expertise.
Back in 1984, Marcinko was ordered by the U.S. Navy to test the security at sensitive military installations to see how vulnerable they could be to terrorist attack.
We did a staff report so that when it was done, we showed them how we did it, made recommendations how they could improve things.